cannot join us tonight so that they can share in this experience as well. So again, welcome from the Harrisburg chapter. We have with us tonight Chef Van French. He graduated from and I'll let him introduce himself a little bit more, but from the restaurant school at Walnut Hill in Philadelphia. He went on to open in 2009 Van Earl's Cakes, the owner as well as the head cake artist. He was on several different competitions. My next up, Netflix or Hulu watches, Cake Wars, Wedding Cake Wars, and then what brought us to tonight, our Gingerbread Cake Showdown, our Gingerbread House Showdown. We have some clips tonight for you. He has some demonstration techniques to show you, and definitely some Q&A time as well. So I did mute everyone upon entry. We have the chat function open. So if you have any questions, I ask that you please ask in the chat and I'll moderate that. And then at the end, we can open it up and hopefully share some other experiences. I know a lot of people in this chat room or in this room right now have a lot of gingerbread house experience, and I'm sure pictures to share. So I'm anxious to get started and just, share a nice, joyous evening all around. So thank you, Chef, for joining us. I appreciate it very much. Welcome, and we look forward to our show. Thank you.
Can everybody see me? Oh, hello, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you for having me. I'm really excited about this. This is a big honor to be asked to do this. But like Patty said, my name is Van French. I'm the assistant pastry chef here at the Hotel Hershey. Just want to give you a little brief back history about me. Well, after culinary school, as everyone do for us culinary, we graduate and we go out there to, we hone our skills, to look for different places to get experience, to learn, to, work our way up to becoming that, that title that we all want, which is becoming a chef. So I worked at different places. I worked in New York, I worked in Florida, I worked in Philly, but there was one particular place, which is in Jersey. It was an organization that I was working for, and I became really good close friends with a chef of mine. He took me under his wing and taught me different things, different techniques. But unfortunately, he was going to leave and to go to another place, which was an opportunity for him to go to New York. And he was gathering the people that he wanted to work with him, his team and everything. And there was one position in the organization in New York City that he was going to run. He was the corporate chef. And there was a title there, which was a pastry chef position. And that was the only spot available. And he came to me, he said, Van, I want you to come and be on my team because I love your work ethic. I love what you can offer, your spirit and all that. And he was like, I want you to be my pastry chef. I'm like, pastry chef? I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Leave Jersey, move to New York. I'm like, oh wow, that's a big step, really big step. So I took that opportunity, and that opened many doors for me. And then from there, I was able to work in different establishments and hone my skills, landed some opportunities in Florida, back to Philly, working for one company in Philadelphia. They were doing some restructuring, some reorganizing in the company. I was already a pastry chef there, but based on the company doing the reorganizing, they wanted me to take either a demotion or to part ways with them. So I was thinking to myself, what should I do? I was already doing things on the side as far as like a little side business, which was wedding cakes, because I love doing wedding cakes. I'm thinking to myself, what should I do? Take a demotion? I worked myself hard. I already busted my butt to get this title. Now they're going to take it away from me. So I'm like, you know what? I just can't take a demotion, go backwards. I'm trying to go forward. So when that opportunity, when they gave me like 48 hours to give them a decision, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to just step away and walk out on faith and just see where the universe takes me. And then from there, I started my own business with my mom. Back in 2009, we started our wedding cake, custom cake bakery in Philadelphia. And that lasted about a good maybe 10, 11 years. And by doing that, opened many doors for me, many opportunities happened. I was able to be published in national and local magazines. The Food Network called me, not once, but 3 times, which was awesome. And then from there, led me back into the corporate world, which I'm now here in Hotel Hershey. But the one show that I really, really love, which was really exciting to be on, was the amazing Holiday Gingerbread Showdown, because I'm a wedding cake person by trade. That's what I love to do. I'm a pastry chef, but I'm not really strong as far as working with gingerbread. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't have to audition. That was pretty unique among many people that was auditioning to be on the show. I didn't have to audition. They actually called me and asked me, Van, we have a show. We want you to be on. I think it would be great. Would you please, join us? I'm like, let me think about it. So I'm like, you know what, Van, this would be an opportunity for you to work with gingerbread. And gingerbread is a totally different realm. It's totally different. It's not like pastries or wedding cakes. It's a totally different type of medium. I'm like, you know what, Van, this would be a challenge for you. Go forward and do it. You can do it. So I said, Mom, let's do it. So I called him back, gave him the answer. Voila, I was on the show. Made it to the finals, which was awesome. I won my first episode, which was amazing. I was shocked. And then I also made it to the final. But the one thing about being on this show, which was different, I just couldn't go by myself because you're working with a totally different type of medium. So I figure, working with gingerbread, why not bring someone far as an architect to be on my team? And I already knew someone that was working with me in my business, mentoring me and so forth. And he had an architecture background. So I'm like, yo, why don't you come and be on this show with me? We could be a team together, myself, my mom, and the architect. So there you have a team of 3 people, which was awesome. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to be on the show. But I have a little sneak peek for you. I think you have a clip of the show that you can show everybody, right?
I do.
Now the show, is it still pictures or will you have a video?
Amazing. With beautiful gingerbread creation.
Okay, I found the unmute button. Are you okay with me just playing it now, Chef?
Yeah, sure, fine, yeah.
And everyone can hear the video okay?
Go out in for a good treat, enjoy.
Great, enjoy.
I'm like so scared. Inspired by holiday themes.
Naughty or nice? What's that?
Awaiting the winner,
Out of mitts.
a giant slice of gingerbread heaven. $25,000. Oh no. This is Holiday Gingerbread Showdown. Hello, bakers. Happy holidays. I'm Marcela Valladolid, and welcome to Holiday Gingerbread Showdown. You are some of the best gingerbread artists in the entire country. That's why you're here. The baker who wins this competition will go ahead and advance to the grand finale, where you'll have a chance to win $25,000.
I got my gang face on immediately.
Now, we all know it takes hundreds of hours to make show-stopping gingerbread pieces. So that's why we gave you the opportunity to start this process at home with the theme of naughty or nice. Family friendly for the naughty part, right?
Yes.
Now that you're here, you and your assistant have one day to construct and finish your gingerbread pieces. They must be at least 3 feet tall, 90% edible. 70% of that must be gingerbread. At the end of the 10 hours, our panel of expert judges will evaluate your work based on both creativity and execution. So embrace the holidays, connect to your inner child. Your naughty or nice competition starts now.
Yeah. Get your stuff here. You got stuff. I got it. Open all the boxes. Find out if we have any breakage. We had to box up each individual piece with bubble wrap and bring all those pieces from home and put them on the plane with us. So I'm hoping when we open these boxes that we have no breakage. Yes, good job. I'm in it to win it, and I have what it takes to be the best. Yes. I'm ready for anything. As soon as I get the dough and stuff done, I'll jump on that for you, Brett. This is going to be the biggest gingerbread piece I've ever made. My name is Dan French. I'm from the town of Langhorne, Pennsylvania, right outside of Philadelphia. I'm the co-owner of Van Earl's Cakes and also the head designer. I've been a pastry chef for a little bit over 12 years. I'm used to making tall, more elaborate cakes. I do wedding cakes, special events, and gingerbread. The theme of my gingerbread piece is an advent calendar using shadow boxes along with a German pyramid fan. The German pyramid fan and all of the characters are made out of gum paste. The shadow boxes are made out of gingerbread and contain a certain character tying into the theme of naughty and nice.
Man, I got the isomalt all heated up for you.
Brett is my assistant. Brett is an architect and artist by trade. Gingerbread is more architectural than it is we're working with cake.
You need an architect for this kind of construction.
Yeah, I'm so used to working with multi-tiered wedding cakes, and when you're working with a different medium bar as gingerbread, you need more of a structured piece. This is a two-man job. You need to be more precise in measurement because you want to make sure you have a nice structural foundation. That's perfect. Using the airbrush machine, you can add different colors and textures. Oh, this fits perfectly. Sometimes I'm naughty, sometimes I'm nice, you don't know.
Hello, artists.
Marcella walks in, I'm like, why is she back in the kitchen?
What would this holiday celebration be without a little gift giving, right? So this is my gift to you. I want you to create a delicious holiday treat. It needs to taste amazing and go really well with your holiday piece. The best treat will win one of you an extra 20 minutes while the other two join the naughty list and stop their work completely. You have exactly 2 hours. Okay, let's get this figured out.
I'm already overwhelmed with the showpiece. Now we have to add something else to it. What? Beeswax.
Yeah, because they're like beeswax candles. That's the traditional candle for the German Advent.
Perfect. The name of my treat is None of Your Beeswax. My treat is going to be a tea light candle. So I'm going to do a layered brownie base, chocolate mousse, and salted caramel.
Man, you're boiling over here.
Thank you. That was a perfect color. You called me just in time.
I know, it's perfect. That's beautiful. Looks good.
I take strips of Malling chocolate and wrap it around the brownie to make a cylinder shape to form the shape of the candle. And then I fill that with the chocolate mousse, candied ginger, along with the salted caramel, making things look nice and taste nice. I am getting kind of nervous. I'm like constantly watching the clock. The wicks are right here. Here they are, right here.
Okay.
I took like a hot palette knife to close up the top of the candle, and then I took an inedible wick that can actually light the candle, which would be tied into my naughty or nice thing. Naughty or nice.
Man, come on up.
Very competitive, so I'm gonna win this for the money. The name of my treat is None of Your Beeswax, a dense chocolate brownie layered with a candied ginger chocolate mousse and salted caramel, and then Malling chocolate to give the illusion of the candles.
And you have a clear vision how this is going to work within your piece.
It's going to be pretty much the top piece of my showpiece. Everything on there is edible except for the wick itself.
I think that the Malling chocolate is a nice alternative to the all too familiar fondant. It's much more palatable.
This texture reminds me of nougat, which I love. But at the same time, if these candles are going to play a central role in your final display, I want to see more color or more sparkle, more Christmas cheer.
It really has a good flavor, fudgy, and it's good altogether. The only thing I don't like about it is never, ever put anything that's not edible in anything again.
Oh my God, I like being judged. I love constructive criticism, positive and negative. Thank you.
Nikki, you're up next.
Okay, turn the handle. Is it turning up on?
Yep, it's
Okay, good.
Brett is my assistant. Since this is about gingerbread structure, Brett has an architectural background, so he'll be able to do this competition. We started putting the internal structure, which is gingerbread rice cereal, started stacking that. We used gingerbread flour to fold into our mix to make it more gingerbread.
I have never worked on gingerbread before.
I got it, stop pushing. He takes care of the form, I take care of the flavor. Okay, Brett, let's do facades. I'm very happy it's not the traditional gingerbread. I wanted to do something different for its color. So I took egg wash, which is egg and water, with a little bit of red food coloring, brown, made a mixture, and I brushed it on top of the cooked gingerbread, put it back in the oven for like maybe 4 to 5 minutes just to set up. Voila. You have this nice reddish, brownish, more of a stone look.
Don't use that. Don't use that. Here.
Brett wants everything to be perfect, and I do too.
I'll clean it up. Let me clean it up.
It's like, Brett, let's get the thing up, and then we can worry about the little small details towards the end. Gonna be fine, trust.
That's not the right piece, but
Make it work.
I'm gonna make it work.
Brett's on the naughty list. Let's go. What happened?
I need your help.
I'm coming. I'm getting the royal ice. I'm looking at the base. I'm like, oh my God, the trees are not going to stand up. Give me the royal icing. Just start it piping and take pieces as an anchor part.
All right, good.
1 minute.
Have the fair decapitated.
I just need the cart beat. Put him in. 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 I have a time limit. There's a certain time I can get things done, and if they're not done the right way, they're gonna have to be what they are.
There she is. Baba Yaga. Now don't move. That's as close as we're getting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done. Hands up, tools down. Oh, thanks a bunch. All right, band, please bring up your gingerbread creation.
I'm very nervous about what they're gonna say. The title of my piece is called An Advent Calendar and a German Pyramid Fan. What you have here is 24 shadow boxes. The characters in each of the boxes, handcrafted figurines are made out of gum paste. I'm from Pennsylvania, and I wanted to pay homage to the Dutch. Everything is handcrafted.
This screams craftsmanship. What did you use on the outside? Because it's extremely glossy.
By doing with egg wash to give it that old castle look. So took an egg white and red food coloring, and that's how you got the shine.
Great technique.
Carrie, thoughts?
So, Van, I'm tickled to death because you went after a specific German Dutch presentation and you nailed it. End of story.
Thank you.
I love the fact that you got all of your little stories in there. And that's what the Advent calendar is all about.
That's correct.
When you open the box and you get to see what's in there. There's a few cracks and so forth happening in there. What's naughty and nice?
Over here we have a Christmas tree with the birds and a nice thing. And the naughty thing, have a little girl choking the goose, the chicken.
I'm really interested to see how well the pyramid fan goes. You assured me it's going to go, but we'll wait and see.
Overall, it's very striking. The minimalistic shapes, the detailed work of the windows in the Advent calendar. I love the watercolor look. It adds texture, it adds dimension.
It's more handcrafted, more personalized.
Totally.
The only thing that I'm missing are the candles.
Oh, you have to wait and see.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go take a closer look.
All right.
Oh, very cute. What happened to the wigs?
I removed the wicks and made them into poinsettias.
You listened to me.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
They're plant pots.
Plant pots, yes.
Got it. What does this thing do?
Oh, well, this one here turns the fan.
Okay.
A handcrafted mechanism down here to turn the German pyramid fan.
I mean, I've got to say, Van, overall, really, really well done.
Thank you. I got this.
The winner. We'll move on to the grand finale. For a chance to win $25,000 is Van. Your theme came across perfectly. They were all impressed by your technique. It was amazing.
Thank you all so much. I just broke down crying. I couldn't believe it.
And he's so happy. I can't be sad when he's that happy.
I seen you at the finale winning that grand prize of $25,000.
Yay! That was awesome.
Oh,
And
memories.
I bet it does.
Living it again.
And how long did you work on that, Chef?
For that one, almost
You had beforehand to prepare.
beforehand was like 2 weeks. About
Okay.
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, about 2, because they came out to the studio to film and all that. So about a good 2 to 3 weeks to prepare for that. Yeah. And then only one day to shoot that whole episode.
That was crazy. And now the one that we don't have clips from, but everyone can tune in, and I think it's on Hulu.
Yes.
If
It's the
anyone has
finale.
that.
And
So
it's-
the finale, what was that? Give me the setup
was
for that
titled
one.
Ultimate Christmas, Holiday Christmas. And that was the top 3 people from each episode came together to, see who won the $25,000.
Now you had 1 week to do it? They presented
1 week, yeah.
and-
I had to stay out there. After I won my episode, I was out there for about another 2 weeks, but I only had 1 week on set to start from start to finish to create that last piece that I did. Man, it was very stressful.
It was
Everything
awesome.
that you see, it actually happened. Nothing was scripted. It was all reality. It was all real. It was amazing. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Well, congratulations to you, and thank you
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
being here tonight.
I mean,
So
being
I'm
on the
gonna-
show is a winner, just being asked to be on the show is a winning.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I'm going to mute myself and let you take it from here, Chef. Thank you.
All right. So what you also, I'm going to show you some quick tricks on how to put together a gingerbread house. But the first thing is you want to have some templates. I just have some generic templates here to create a basic house out of gingerbread. So I just cut some templates here. And then next you want to make some gingerbread dough. But you want to make sure you use a good quality gingerbread dough to make some houses, because when you're making gingerbread, you want to make sure you have a good strong foundation that the house or whatever piece you're trying to make will hold together. So what I did was I made a house shape using these templates. I have two roofs, the siding, the front and the back. So that's all done. And what I did was I did a technique from the show for my roof. I made the roof to be like more of a red accent color to give it more like a shingle look. And what I did was I just took a little bit of, I can show you what I did. Like I said on the show, I took a little bit of egg whites and red gel food coloring, mixed the two together. Just equal parts ratio, no particular recipe. Stir it up. When your gingerbread is cooked and done, you can use a piece of the gingerbread and just brush it on. You can use whatever color you want. Just brush it on. Can you see this? Just brush it on.
Just barely, Chef. Unfortunately, you're about an inch low.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Tilt my screen. How about now?
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Okay. And just brush it on. And then once you have this all brushed, you want to put it back in the oven, maybe about maybe 325, 350, just to dry it out. You don't really want to cook it, you just want to dry it out. And when it dries, it leaves more of a shellac finish. And it gives you more of a different look, more like stone look, which is really nice. And that's what I wanted to achieve when I did that that particular piece in the show that you just watched, was the Advent calendar. Okay. Now the quality, the idea to when you're making gingerbread is making sure you have a good thick glue, which is the royal icing. All right. So bear with me. It's kind of odd doing this with the camera in front of me, and you know. Okay, here we go. And I also did something different too, because I have holes in the side of my house, which is the windows. So I took a little bit of isomalt and melted it down and made some windows in my gingerbread. So you can also use isomalt to do that too. That's another technique. Okay. So I have my two sides, a front and the back, and I also did a little bit of technique here too, with like more of a window pane glossing. I mixed some different gel colors with isomalt, a little bit of red and green, and I also did a window there as well. Okay. You're gonna take your royal icing. Hope you all can see this.
We can, thank you.
This is your glue. You want to make sure your royal icing is nice and thick, because this is what's going to stick your piece together. Okay. So I'm putting this in the inside because I also got to make sure I put the roof on top, that the roof will stick. You don't want to do from corner to corner. You want to do it with inside the house. Okay. There we go.
Can you move the camera down just slightly there, Chef? Oh, that's great.
Can you all see that now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So I got my two sides on, and I got my front and my back of my house. Next, I'm gonna put the roof on top, okay? So what I'm gonna do is put the icing on here. Lay this down. The other one. Can you all see that?
Yes, beautiful.
Voila, you have a gingerbread house.
Chef, if you could just reiterate when you said about putting it on the inside, could you explain now that you have it together how your house would not have fit if you put it corner to corner?
If you put it from corner to corner, the roof wouldn't have not touched it wouldn't have nothing to touch for it to adhere to the top of the house. So by putting it on the inside, the roof is now sitting on these two pieces, the front and back, gives it more of an anchor. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
And then from here, once you're done, I mean, I will let it set for maybe a couple hours, maybe 24 hours before you start decorating, because you want to make sure your house is rock solid hard, because you don't want to start putting candies on here and all of a sudden it starts to collapse. But once you have a good foundation and you have all the icing on there, you just want it to set for a little bit, and then you can start putting your candies on there. So what I have here is a whole bunch of different candies here today, from chocolates to gummy bears to gumdrops to sprinkles. And the way you do that is using the same glue, you can adhere your decorations on top of your house. And you can do whatever you want to do. So, I mean, nothing is off limits. This is your house, your design, your concept. You can just have fun with it. Okay.
Chef, while you're decorating the roof there, a question came in. Do you do big gingerbread house displays at the hotel?
I did one this year. Yes, I did. We did a gingerbread sleigh with Santa inside of it carrying Christmas toys and packages and stuff. So yes, we did do one here at the hotel. It's very nice, all gingerbread. Yeah, and a Christmas tree too out of gingerbread.
I know I also saw a picture of, I believe it was Caitlin's gingerbread house, one of the apprentices.
Yes, she did a very good job.
Well,
Yeah, kudos to her. She did a very good job. Yes.
Yes, very beautiful. Great job.
I mean, as long as you have a good plan, a good recipe, as far as a good structure type gingerbread recipe, you can make pretty much anything. I was shocked on the show when you see the finale. What I made an actual. I'm gonna tell you a little sneak peek. I actually made a Christmas ornament out of gingerbread suspended in the air, which was awesome. So when you see the finale, you're gonna be like shocked. How in the world could you do that? But it was done. But you know, you'll see the results when you watch.
And your Christmas ornaments are now a huge fad of everyone filling them with the hot cocoa mix.
Oh, that's a huge thing with the hot chocolate. Yes, yes.
Yes. So how many ornaments did you make?
On the show, I made about, I don't remember, but it was quite a few, because our showpiece had to be about between 3 feet by 4. So it was maybe about, I would say about maybe 2 to 3 dozen I made. I don't know the exact number, but it was a lot. It was a lot.
I saw a few broke along the way. So
Absolutely, it did, but it was fun to do that. And I also made a little piece here, like a chimney that can go on top. And a little trick to that, if you want to add a little bit of color or some more decor to that, what you can do is take a little bit of your icing and spread it on here. I just want to give it more of a Christmas look, so I'm just taking the icing. If y'all can see that. Now this was made a day in advance, so that's why it's pretty hard. That's why I can hold it like this, because if you make it now and try to hold it like this, it would definitely collapse on me. But I was smart enough to make this the day before, which was yesterday, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna take this and then dip it in some of my little bit of Christmas sprinkles that I have here, just to give it a little bit of a look, you know. You see that? And then you can add that to the top of your roof. So basically, you pretty much do anything, any type of candy. You can use candy. You can use vegetables if you want. You can use cookies. You can use whatever you want that's edible on your house, because it's your house. Just have fun with it.
I know a question that often comes up is how to make the edges look appealing. you know, after you've glued your house together. You're going to get to that, I can see.
So, now that the house is all built, is all set, the ice is set and all that stuff, you can take a piping bag with a nice tip. What I do is, just to make it pretty, this takes skill too, is to just pipe a nice border around the edges just to make it look presentable. And if you don't have great piping skills, you can use candy or something just to make it look nice. That's why it's called a gingerbread house with candy, you know? And if you want to, you can use gumdrops to go down the sides, which would be nice. Candyland. I'm telling you, I was really excited about being on that show. I mean, I was a little bit nervous because, you know, I was going up against some really talented people that was, you know, in the gingerbread world. But I mean, it was awesome just to be on the show to really test my skills and what I'm capable of doing. And to come up with the type of designs that we came up with my architect was amazing. I mean, from the internal structure to the outside, the different techniques of the different that you can use to turn gingerbread from a simple, I mean, you know, odd brown color into something voila. I mean, it's amazing what you can do with it. So now that I think about it, I wouldn't be, if I go back on again, I wouldn't be so intimidated to do something totally different again now, which would be awesome.
I can see a lot of vibrant colored gingerbread house pieces.
Yes.
Shortly. And we have a few more questions. Why did you put the house together and stand it up first before you decorated it? I'm assuming as opposed to decorating it first and then putting it together.
I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's all up to you. There's no right or wrong way. It depends on what type of design you're looking to do. You can pretty much do some piping on the house if you wanted to before standing it up. It's all based on what you want. It's all your design concept. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, just because, again, I watched the episodes and there's one person in particular that's overly heavily using glaze. Now, that's something you'd want to do before you put the house together, right? If you were doing some sort of outline work.
Glaze here, you mean?
Yeah, or even just an outline and then filling it in with more of a watered down icing layer.
Oh, like flooding. Oh, yeah. I would definitely do that first before trying to attach it because you want to make sure you have all your outline and your flooding. Oh, definitely, most definitely, yeah. I would definitely do that before putting it all together.
And another question is, can we get your recipe for both the gingerbread and royal icing, or is it a secret?
No secret. It's just a basic, for the royal icing, it's just basic egg whites, cream of tartar, a little bit of acid. It could be the vinegar or lemon juice, and egg whites. Very simple. And I look at it by eye. It's no particular, you know, actual measurements. It's just by the consistency and the way it looks. Like I really want a thick, like thick cement type consistency.
Do you whip your egg whites first to a certain consistency?
Nope. I take a mixing bowl, like a small KitchenAid bowl. I put the 10x sugar in there. I put a little bit of cream of tartar. Then the egg whites and a little bit, maybe a dash or two of lemon juice or vinegar, whatever acid I have on hand. And that's it. And just whip it up. Very easy.
And how about your gingerbread recipe, the dough?
There's so many different types of gingerbread. You can go online to Google all different types, but I noticed that the ones that you use with honey, it makes it a little bit more of a hard structure, more sturdy. So if you use ones with more honey and less brown sugar, those would be the best ones to use.
Great, thank you.
And there you have it. I mean, now you can just continue adding all the candies and stuff that you have just to make it more festive. And basically, that's how you make a gingerbread house. You know, it's basically first is making sure you have your foundation, having something to make into a gingerbread house. And then after that, it's all easy peasy.
So I know you said you were in the cakes was more so your specialty and you hadn't done a lot of gingerbread houses, but what would be your favorite piece that you've done?
Oh, wow. I think the favorite piece I've done was, I think you showed it in the clip, was that 6 or 7 tier pink cake. That was a cake I had to deliver from Philadelphia to New York City. And I had to deliver it in 2 pieces because it was almost over 2 feet tall. And the thing about that, I would never forget it. I almost had we had a car accident trying to deliver that cake. That's why I would never forget that story, because it was at the Mandarin Oriental in New York City. And as soon as we got to the venue, I was about to open up the because I was in the passenger seat. I was about to open up the door. Someone came up and sideswiped us in New York City, but unfortunately, I had to not worry about that. My mom took care of that situation while I go up to the top floor to get that cake delivered. So I will never forget that. That was one of my best works. Yeah.
Wow. Another question, how did you come up with the idea of the calendar?
Well, since I'm from Pennsylvania and, I was thinking about, gift giving and the Amish and making handcrafted things. I was just doing a lot of brainstorming research and trying to come up with something good. I figured, why not pay homage to where I'm from, which is Pennsylvania? So that's where the idea came from.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Another question, do you have to take care that the gingerbread is dried out well if using isomalt for the windows so the isomalt does not get cloudy?
Well, when you do that, when you work with a good quality isomalt, what you could do is just take a little bit of a blowtorch, and as soon as you pour it into the holes to make the windows, just take a blowtorch to take out the bubbles, and you'll be fine. Yeah, and then let it set for like at least a good hour or so, depending on how thick the windows are. But these are pretty thin, so it didn't have to dry too very long.
Great. Another question with the gingerbread, if there are cracks, would it be best to put icing and then gloss it? Gloss it to fill the crack.
Sure, that could be part of the design. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, that could be part of your design concept. Most likely, yeah.
And I guess that's a great question overall, is what would you suggest if all of a sudden if you had a big piece that cracked it right down the middle, how would you go about fixing that?
You may have to do it again. Depending on what's involved and how the structure is, it's a lot of, I don't know, you have to look at it and make a very executive decision if it's best to just continue moving forward, or you may have to redo that particular piece over, depending on what you're trying to create.
Okay. And then, was the gingerbread edible? Is another question.
On the show?
I would imagine.
Oh, yes. Everything, including the inside and the outside, all 100% edible. Definitely. Mm-hmm. It was all edible. I was just nervous from making the pieces and having it to come from Philadelphia to California without breaking. I was just nervous the whole time. I mean, I was happy we didn't have very much breakage when we got there, which was awesome.
And how did you ship that? Did you carry it with you?
Oh, we shipped it the day before. We had it took us all day just to package. Bubble wrap, special packaging equipment we used. Oh, we really took our time. That was a whole process with that. We really put some love into the packaging.
So you shipped it UPS?
Yes.
You hope for the best.
The production company did it for us. We packaged it in the bakery, but they took care as far as the shipping and all that stuff.
Okay.
We shipped about a good 8 boxes. 8 boxes to work, yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, it looked like you had very little breakage.
Mm-hmm, thank God.
Awesome. Well, if anyone else has any questions, feel free. And at this point, I think if everyone wants to, as you want to share, feel free to unmute yourself. I know there's a lot of other people on now that have done a lot of gingerbread house pieces in the past. If anyone would like to share, that's kind of what this evening's all about. I have my hot tea over here, a nice, comfy sweater on, ready to just anxiously hear about other people's experiences. I know some of us have done some together, but would anyone care to share or ask Chef French any other questions? Thank you again, Chef. That was great.
You're welcome.
And you'll have to unmute if so.
Hey, Autumn. Hello, everybody. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays to you.
Holidays.
I thought this was great. It brings back memories of our days at Hack and the annual Christmas party, student gingerbread houses, and then, the feat of always trying to outdo, the previous year in some kind of structure. So I happen, thanks to Marcia Shore, I mean, she captured a lot when we did Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which I'm sure I still get Christmas card with hate mail from having the students watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood over and over and over again to do that village. But it was a lot of fun, and we did a lot of experimental pieces. But I think the fun seeing Chef do the glazing technique and I had wrote about doing all the bricks for the clarion clock. So I don't know, I'll try to hold this up. So I actually found a picture. This was for the 40th anniversary that Hack was celebrating that Christmas party. And we had decided to duplicate and move the clarion clock from outside to inside in Gingerbread, which was just a massive piece, and figuring out all the coloring for all the bricks, and then actually having all the clocks functional, and that we did world times from Harrisburg to Tokyo. I think London was one, and I forget what the fourth one was, but.
Awesome, that's good.
So that was quite a piece, and I think that was the year that Cher did the Cathedral in Notre Dame, and that had hundreds and hundreds of pieces as well. So it certainly brought back a lot of good memories. And I dug out the album of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
I'd love to see a picture of that too.
Yes.
I think I threw that tower together in like 3 hours. That was a marathon fastest gingerbread piece ever.
All right, I do, and actually I have a, and I think it was our PR department did pictures of kind of the whole layout.
Oh wow!
Of Mr. Rogers, where we actually did the live shot, and then we did Mr. Rogers, the actual make-believe. So here's some of the mountain right there. And we did the Charlie. And I remember after we got it all set up, I believe Chef Barry called me and said that Governor Rendell's dog attacked the village.
Attacked the village?
So we had to go down and do emergency repair. I ate one of the roofs.
Oh, wow.
So this is part of, you can see King Fridays and the actual Charlie that went to King Fridays, always stopped in front of King Fridays. And I actually have I have to pull it up here. And Cher, I know you worked hours and hours on XDL's treehouse home. Oh, so there you are.
Oh wow, nice.
Working around that, and the whole base of that was wrapped in chocolate. I think he did modeling chocolate, and then the leaves on top of the house were here I am, a lot younger, and there's the XCL, the tree. Yep, the tree with the tree house, right? Or the little house. Here's another one here.
Oh wow!
And you can kind of see the whole village kind of coming together. And then I have we did a photo. Shoot, I think I have it. Of I think it was Diane that really worked on King Friday's castle. Yes, here it is, right here. So you could see King Friday's castle that Diane worked on. So it brought back a lot of fun memories. A lot of hours, but it was crazy how we got it all down there and got it all set up. So it was a fun event. So
awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Chef, do you or Cher, do either of you have a picture of the gingerbread from the circular? I wasn't sure. Did you put it on Facebook?
I think it's
on Hotel Hershey page, as I shared it also.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get there.
It's a real fun piece. I will never forget that one.
Why is that, Van?
Many challenges with it, but it's all good. That's what we do.
I see you with a big Reese's peanut butter cake.
Isn't that awesome?
Good.
Very nice.
Oh, and how about this? I'm going to go ahead and share this. You had a cookie decorating with kids. Is that what I'm seeing here? The sweet activities on weekends all month long. Just for anyone's parties. That looks really cool. A nice setup of decorate your own cookie.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your page here. So I'm hoping that it pops up here shortly. But in the meantime, everyone can see more about the Hotel Hershey and all they have to offer.
There we go. That's it.
Oh, look at that. That looks great. Look at that sleigh. And again, with the coloring.
Yeah. That's all out of gingerbread. Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit of chocolate work too, but majority of it is all gingerbread. Yeah. The bottom piece, the sleigh part is, that's all out of chocolate too. It was a team effort collectively, which was nice.
That's beautiful, definitely. Does anyone else want to share any pieces they have?
Yes, I would. My name's Jose Muro from the Lebanon County Career and Technology Center. Chef Heffley as well as Chef Kroll both had all the students, including myself, make gingerbread houses.
Nice.
And we set it up in our dining room. Till today, we have a choice to bring it home before we go on Christmas break.
Great job.
I went with a nut thing.
It's nice.
And
some dry fruits. Awesome. Cashews and raisins and almonds.
Very well done. Great job.
Yeah. Congratulations.
He suggested with the tree to do use the gingerbread cutout and use a star shape to create the tree and stack
like
it.
Stack it on top, which was nice. Nice technique. Quick and easy too, which is awesome. That's very good. I like that.
And then just using the RoboCoop, a food processor, just breaking up any leftover nuts as well as pretzels.
Represent the snow. Okay, nice. Good job. Now you have a centerpiece you can use for dinner, which is awesome.
So that was one thing that the Chef Heffley and Chef Kroll encourage if students are willing to go through with it. They do a whole class. We all make gingerbread houses, and we do an actual small competition with all the staff judging.
Awesome.
They come in and they put a ticket in each house. They get 5 tickets, and out of the 5, and we got winners.
You won?
How'd you do?
I got in 4th place.
Well, that's good. That's good. You should
awesome
be proud.
job.
Yep.
Congratulations. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great. Wonderful. And
Hi, my son wanted to share. I'm a culinary teacher, first-year Pro Start teacher in Baltimore County, Maryland. And he made his gingerbread house and is watching with me with the church. So
how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
What did you make?
I made a gingerbread house.
Oh, that's very nice.
And the pool.
And a pool. Great job.
Yeah.
I love the colors.
Me too.
Love that. Wow. Great job. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I also did pull up here since we were talking about it. Here is
Caitlin.
Yes.
Yes. And
we
that's
definitely would need to share that. She did a phenomenal job.
She did. Very nice.
Yes. Does anyone else have any others they'd like to share? I know some have some good experience.
I've done a lot over the years, but I don't have anything to share. I've done a lot of gingerbread over the years.
Stories?
Any fun stories with us? Knowledge to share.
Fun stories is I used to have the mayor of Harrisburg always used to ask us to make him a gingerbread house. Every year he used to come up to me and says, "Chef, I need a gingerbread house by a certain date." And he used to give us the dimensions. He always used to want a full-blown, sometimes 17 by 20, humongous house. that we used to bring to a friend of his house every year. And he always used to tell me a couple weeks in advance, but one year, he forgot about us. About the day before. He says, "John, you forgot about my gingerbread house." "Oh, I didn't hear from you. You still want it," so we had to rush and make one up. But we did all kinds of things. And another funny story that I had is I had quite a few guests come to the hotel. I used to make my centerpiece of the gingerbread village that I used to make in the lobby was always a merry-go-round. A merry-go-round, I used to make it out of mostly pastelage. So I used to make the reindeers. And one day he comes out and says, "Hey, chef, can you make me those for my 13-year-old daughter?" That was a very time-consuming piece, but I made him a nice piece. We always had I used to put a train in the middle, train with the mountains and everything. It was a very well done gingerbread village that we used to do at the Hilton in the lobby every year probably for the first 10, 15 years of the hotel was there. We did a nice job, but I was looking for some pictures, but I have no idea where they are. So. Well, good job, chef. That was a.
Well, thanks for
I never thought about using the color of the roofs. I mean, painting the color of the roofs. I never thought about that, but always very, very nice, very nice.
Thanks for sharing. Thank you.
You got a good partner share there.
All right, Chef Peffley, I have yours that you just sent me that I'm pulling up in my email now here. If you wanted to share a little bit about this, ratatouille, looks great.
Unmute myself. Yeah, every year we do gingerbread houses at school. As Van, you said, it really is part architecture, part art.
Yeah.
A lot of it is being able to construct something without it collapsing, like a house of cards. And it's also part therapy because you also have to be a therapist if the house starts to fall apart, and not only pick up the physical pieces of the gingerbread, also the emotional pieces of the child. But this year I did Gasto. I've always loved Ratatouille. It was one of the only cartoons that I know of that features our industry in a pretty realistic and positive light. And Disney World's going to be launching Remy, the ride, this coming summer. And hopefully, with this pandemic coming over. So I kind of did, this year was Remy and Gastos. And it was very hard to do because there's really no good pictures of it. So it's my interpretation, artistic interpretation of Gastos. Because there was many different drawings, and it's very hard to see it on the cartoon and get a full view of what it's supposed to look like. But I try to do something in the Victorian realm. Victorian homes seem to, for me, translate real well into gingerbread. We try to do some contemporary things, and for me personally, I like things that are tall and grand.
Yeah.
And it was nice working with Caitlin too. Caitlin, that was only her second house she ever did. She did one, when she was in high school with us. But that design, she created her own. And Van, like you were saying, coming up with your original idea, I think that's what really, while it's more challenging, I think it also gives you more artistic ownership of it because you've created it.
Yes.
And then we posted there on for you to see first, second, and third place. And Van, they did a lot of the one student who won, she did flooding,
nice.
a lot of flooding in it.
Yeah,
and the other one went with a whole pink theme and made chocolates to go around it. And Susan, I want you to know that was Felchin chocolate that they used. Only the finest.
Thank you. I saw the post. I really appreciate it.
And that's the only chocolate that exists in our kitchen, just so you know.
Wonderful. I will send you more happily.
Yeah.
And
so
Chef, is
we
this
always have
first place here?
This is first place. Yeah.
Okay.
That's first place there.
Awesome.
And
that's nice.
she just went very winteristic with her display. So yeah, I tell you, there's a lot of great stories. As an apprentice, we did the Hotel Hershey one year in gingerbread, and I was my first year, and I just kind of did the extra things around, and the hotel was very difficult to do in gingerbread because
I can imagine
we just did the hotel proper. We didn't do the annex, the add-on.
Okay.
and that was prior to the spa edition. So I can't even imagine how to transpose that in with all the windows and stuff on that. I think it would be very, very difficult.
There's a lot of patience to do something like that.
Yeah, and time, which I remember very distinctly in the bake shop. There wasn't a lot of that. You replace sleep for gingerbread. That's what I remember.
That's true.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Awesome work. Thank you so much for sharing. Great.
Yes, thank you very much. And that was great to see their pictures too. And I'll get those posted on our website there. This is, Faith sent me Chef Reese's gingerbread house from 2019.
Wow.
Is this the one you
Very nice.
threw together in a day? Oh, you're muted, Chef. There you go.
Yeah, I was trying to find that one I was trying to find in my phone the one we did 2017 of the Hilton that we did to the Whitaker Center too, is the Hilton. It came out real good. There's exactly the same 13 floors. It came out really nice. Nick did a lot of the work. The building, he was the architect and I was the designer, the pastry bag guy. And I was looking for the synergy, but I cannot find it in my phone. But it was very nice. That came out real good.
Good, looks really good.
Awesome. Anyone else have any to share? You can text me, email me, you can share your screen, however that works well.
So I don't have any pictures, unfortunately, but what we used to do when I worked for AUI, so I was a corporate pastry chef, and every year we would have all the families from the employees come in, and we would make up the components and then bags of icing and all the decorations and everything. And all the kids from all the employees came for an afternoon and they all built their own gingerbread house. And that was an annual event that we did, and it's still, you know, day. But it was a fun, like, family event that the kids really enjoyed, and they actually got to come to their work. And my kids, when they were little, also took part. And so I have pictures of them when they were like, you know, 4 or 5 years old, building gingerbread houses at AUI. So it was a nice family event that we used to do.
That's good.
That reminds me of Chef Peffley. You did something at the school last year, right? I think I saw a picture there as well. You guys build all of these gingerbread houses for families to come and decorate?
Yeah, we did the exact same thing. Unfortunately, because of COVID this year, we weren't able to do any of that. We did 67 homes that we built, and we pre-built them because of when I found out that most of the children were small. We didn't want to have the emotional trauma of a house falling. Right. So we just gave them candy and allow them to decorate the outside. But the house itself was actually 2-3 days old. So it was really almost indestructible.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, when the house falls, we've seen it too many times. It's, you know, the children really have a hard time getting their emotions in check, and nobody wants to see tears at Christmas time.
We have our own emotions.
Yeah. That's true, man. That's true.
I mean, I go through it all the time. So.
I'm with you.
That's funny. Anyone else? Any other houses you wanted to share? I did pull up one. I couldn't get into my office to be able to look and find any pictures, but I did pull up. I looked back on our Facebook page. It's about 10 years old now. Go ahead and share my screen. One of my favorite ones that I did. Now, I'm going to premise for all those students out there that I fully feel I am a chef, not a pastry chef, but I enjoy the pastry realm somewhat. But it seems like gingerbread houses really get the best of me. And for some reason, I have to throw them together in a couple hours because I just need to get them off my plate. So the one year we did, and this goes back to the holiday party of having just kind of a centerpiece, I did bird houses, which I thought were pretty cool looking. I did a few here. We did, and I incorporated, I know even our secretary was helping out. We did a little firehouse themed one.
Oh, nice.
I actually colored the gingerbread. I think I added dye to the dough and left out the spices. That way it would be more of a white color gingerbread, and then with
like a blonde type, yeah.
If only I knew about your egg wash technique, it could have a lot of time and, you know, needing handwork there. And then I had a little flower shop.
Nice.
Little shredded wheat as like the hay there.
Good.
The school. Again, different color dough.
I like how you did the roof with the
Different color.
Yeah, nice.
And then I think the last one was just a beach bungalow. Yeah.
Awesome.
I seem to be more of a star tip technique on the side. We won't look at it too closely, but wanted to share at least one because it seemed like every year we had students doing it. We needed to do something too. And
as well too,
now we have, I know Rashida's on, and she did a pretty awesome birdhouse. I think it was last year. Julie was on. She did, we always give them a theme now. And the theme was famous chefs. And Julie did Julia Child.
Oh, she did? Nice.
Find the picture, Julie, if you want.
Yeah.
I should find the picture. Do you have a picture, Julie? She's looking. Okay, good. I'll let her look for that. But yeah, she constructed. So there's a lot of different themes now. It doesn't seem like it's always around the holidays, which is awesome. Anyone else? Any pictures to share? Any questions for Chef? Stories?
Just texted you my picture.
Oh, yes, I did hear my phone go off quite a lot. Sorry. I'll get that sent. There's a couple on here. Okay. Someone else can share a story in the meantime. I'm going to send these all to my email to share.
Chef Van, if you used confection sugar or shredded coconut when you were in the competition or did any kind of icicles, how do you think that would have added, and what technique would you have used on doing so?
Let me say, you said you wanted to use confectionery sugar. You wanted to use like coconut instead of the...
Like shredded coconut, if you would have used that in the competition.
You could have. You just got to be careful. It has to be more of a binding agent. So, I mean, you can still use maybe the 10x sugar and just maybe do less sugar and add more coconut. But I'm going to see why now you have to play around with the ratio to make sure you get a right mix to give you the look of the icicles. I'm sure that will work. You know, anything can work. That's why we call pastry chefs. You're like a science. You just have to just try it to see how it works first. If it doesn't work, then you scratch it and go to the next thing.
One thing that I used to use for icicles, I used to take the same thing as a royal icing. I just take a very thin strip of the pastry bag, very thin, and just kind of let it gum up and go down. And, you know, if I want to make a lattice work, I used to do the same thing. And they used to stay over pretty good. I mean, they used to hold up real good. I used to do that on the wedding cakes, too. I used to do the lattice work on the wedding cakes, the same principle. The question, what did you use for the windows, for the stained glass windows?
Just isomalt, that's all.
Okay. Because I used to just crush some candy. You can crush some candy and do the same thing. Just crush the candy as you bake in the gingerbread house. The gingerbread, it comes out real good, especially if you use different colors.
There you go.
I just send those pictures. Those were for the Hilton. And 2-3 years ago, we had the Hilton. We had a couple of different things. The Hilton, the right floors, and that's the center of the elevators, and the bottom is. You see some pictures in there. I did all the decoration in the front, and Nick built the hotel. And we put lights inside. You know, they came out real good. And, you know, it's cute. It's a little cute. I even made the Hilton logo out of pastelage in the bottom.
Was there an internal structure in that piece? Was it all particularly? Is it hollow inside? Just gingerbread?
It was hollow inside. I mean, that was hollow inside. We had to transport it from the Hilton all the way the elevator across the arcade into the Whitaker Center.
I get nervous.
Put it on display.
When they leave my workbench, they got to go to somewhere else. That makes me nervous. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But we, you know, we had 4 of us carry. We carried by hand. You know, we didn't put in any cards. We just carried all the way.
Oh wow!
To make sure that it made it.
Kudos to you.
All the right floors.
Yeah, that base is pretty thin to be carrying that all the way. Geez.
Yeah, and there was even some. Not all the hotel rooms were full. See, not all the rooms are lit. See, not all the rooms were.
LED
so we're only about a 20% occupancy that night.
40% occupancy.
So it was a little lighter. A little lighter. Is what you're saying.
Not all the rooms were lit.
Great job.
That was
I think with just how the building itself is on the back side of the platter it's on. It must have been offset with the weight.
I'm sorry, Chef Reese, are you hearing him?
No, I didn't get that.
How with the gingerbread house, it was off weight when you were carrying it through to eat because of how the house was on the back side of the tray. How difficult was it to keep it with
Yeah, we
using?
said this. We had to juggle, but we made it. It didn't break. It made it okay. Forget, there's a lot of royal icing. We put a lot of royal icing in there. I mean, that was completely, it was like glue. And
you got a good
we made it work. We made it work.
Okay, who sent me this video?
It's me. It's
Okay,
all I have
Julie.
video, and I want to say that I only had 12 hours to make it. It's not the best.
That's good, Julie.
It's the big reveal. Oh, good, now I have your phone number again. So that was the task. The gala was famous chefs. Or courses after famous chefs. So she did Julia Child's Kitchen.
So yeah,
That
it's
looks
not
so awesome, Julie.
That's great.
All the little tiny details, like chickens actually looking like chickens, the pots and pans.
The oven. Oh.
The wallpaper is actually, you
be
did those
proud of it.
flowers. I thought it looked awesome.
Yeah, I think it's great. You did it in 12 hours?
That's all we're allowed for class. I think I might have had a little extra help because I had someone else make my Julia for me because they were done and I wasn't done. But yeah.
Proud of you. That's amazing.
And it's the only gingerbread I ever made, so that's why it's not as good as everyone else's.
Good.
So.
Great job. Great job.
I love it. I thought it was awesome. We have a couple more now that you're all sending it to me, which is awesome. Let's see. I think next up I had Anna sent hers. Oh, they keep coming in. Is this Rashida's? I believe this is Rashida's here.
Nice.
And that was
Cherry
Rashida,
blossom.
If you can unmute, it was a cherry blossom.
Cherry blossom, yeah.
And I think there was a second.
Much embroidery on the base too, which is beautiful.
Yeah, here's the other picture. I wish I could share this a little bit easier here, but we'll get them up. Rashida, were you able to unmute? There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Okay.
So how many hours? What was your thoughts? How did you make your flowers?
Flowers were gum paste. I made the gingerbread in class, and then we used all the royal icing. And then I had happened to see the embroidery technique on one of those gingerbread shows, so I figured I would try and attempt it. And then I just thought it was neat that I had seen them use
very good.
Very good. The roof together. So I want that.
It's beautiful.
Like it's ornament, like you can hang it because the way you have the holes in the top of it looks really nice.
Yeah, my mom still has it, and my aunt
it's
still her job and showed it off.
When was this made? This is just recently you made this, or
no? This was what, like last year?
Oh, wow! And it's still there. That's awesome. See, you have good glue; it'll last for a lifetime.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's still holding up.
Well, you should be proud. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much so. We have Susan Otter. I'm just going to start going down my list here. Susan.
Yeah, so this is not work I did, okay? This was at the Culinary Olympics in February this year.
That's dream work too.
Amazing,
nice.
huh?
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
Oh
I mean,
my
and
goodness.
all that was just piping, all that lace work.
And that's beautiful. So you gotta have a right certain recipe to work with that type of stuff. That's
and hours of time.
Oh yeah, patience.
Sorry, that's not one of the pictures.
That's
just
still
that
nice.
one. This is pastry.
I got excited. You send pictures. Everyone looks. All right. I'm getting there. Let's see. And I know Anna did send hers. I think I see you do have some other pictures.
Yeah, I sent a couple with the gingerbread pictures. So there was 3, I think, that I just found.
Should come up hopefully. Oh wow.
Wow.
Again, I mean, it's just incredible the
Is
time and the
all done by hand. All that was done by hand. Jeez.
Yeah, so a lot of these entries come from like the Eastern, like Russia, Ukraine. those types of, the countries.
Yes.
Mainly female chefs that do this work.
Insane. That's insane. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, incredible piping work. And it's only at like this international competition that you really see stuff like this.
True.
And they brought in showpieces and everything was displayed for one day, and then it was judged and it was taken down.
Oh my God.
So they repacked everything after one day, but just that was amazing. I mean, it looked like lace.
It does. It looks so real. Like fabric, like fabric. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It really does.
Really beautiful work. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Now I have Anna's.
Oh, birdhouses. That's cute. Cute twins. His and hers.
Oh, that's great.
I love it. I love it.
Very nice, Anna.
Very nice.
I know Brian sent me several others. Here's Faith, my Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. Faith, I don't think it. Oh, there we go. What?
Like a little shadow. That's nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
2D, more 2D. That's beautiful.
And it's hanging on your tree, huh?
There you go.
Nice. And then we have, I think these are the ones Brian had sent. So,
oh, that's Snoopy.
Brian, this is the picture here of this one up here, I believe. I'm not sure if I can show them at the same time, but.
Yeah, it's the Cornwall. No, that was for breast cancer awareness.
Wow.
My mother was battling breast cancer, so that year I did a Victorian pink lady home. So that's gingerbread, but then it's encased with fondant and white chocolate railing piped. The one is a mansion of Cornwall Manor. I used it for inspiration, took pictures of it, and then I transposed it into that's the actual mansion inside Cornwall Manor here in Lebanon.
Beautiful.
It's kind of like the centerpiece of the retirement home.
I love the stone looking towards the bottom. That's really nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's just fondant modeled, and then just individually rolling them out by hand.
Yeah, getting them different tones of color, different shade of
right.
Oh,
and then that year we did something a little larger. We did Snoopy and Woodstock.
That's nice.
Great.
You have a gift, Chef Kathleen. That's just got good work. Excellent.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
And Tim had asked to go on to the Londonderry Village Facebook page, saying there was a gingerbread house picture on there, Tim. I'm new to Facebook.
Well, you're pretty slick. Jumping screens there, Autumn.
You know what the trick is? You just share your desktop. Don't share one screen. You share your desktop. I have nothing to hide. You see everything inside. I'm just flowing.
It's an open book.
That's how that works. Is this it, Tim?
Yeah, that's it there this year. We thought with the employees, what we would do is we broke all the employees up into teams, and we kind of made team logos. We had the eggnoggers, we had the Grinch team, and then the other team. And so we broke all the employees up between our kitchen staff, our dietary, the cooks, and we just drew out of the hat, and we just put them on teams. And we converted our dining room, which is, down right now, and it's our break room for the employees. And we just let them go at it. I couldn't really, I helped out a little bit with each team. I gave them a little bit of help. I couldn't do a whole lot. But it was something neat that they could do, and they could work together on their breaks.
That's the thing, team spirit, together, yeah.
We put that out for the residents, and now the residents are, we have a little, box, that they could put, their vote in, between 1, 2, and 3. But I thought it was just fun. And you know what? The employees, I didn't think at first it was going to go, but, once they got into it, it was kind of cool. And they met the deadline and we got it out. And so they're pretty happy. They're proud, of doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you know what? The residents get to see something that they normally don't, from our staff. So, yeah, the Grinch Gang and the Silent Night. Nah, that's it. Silent Nights. Yeah.
I love the titles. Grinch Gang.
Eggnoggers.
Yeah, I like that.
I like the eggnoggers.
The eggnoggers. So we're gonna hopefully. I think it comes up Wednesday or Thursday. We're counting to see who won. So.
All the best to them. That's good.
Thank you.
I think that's where everyone enjoys it the most, when it's done just for fun. I think that's stressful. I have to have this piece done in a few hours. That's when everything breaks and everything seems to go wrong. And
just having fun and enjoying yourself. That's what it's about, bringing people together.
Does anyone else want to share a good story, pictures? I think we had some. This is what I wanted this evening to be about, some good memories, not necessarily talking about what we could talk about, instead just, some good memories and good times. So, Chef, I can't thank you enough. This was awesome.
Thank you.
I'm hoping almost everyone goes and tunes in, because like I said, that was over dinner today. I had to go and watch the next episode. So I'm going on to, it is the Cake Wars and Wedding Cake Wars. Is that what?
Cake Wars, Amazing Wedding Cakes, and this one, Holiday Gingerbread Showdown.
Okay, all right, because you've got some fans now that they're anxiously waiting their gingerbread houses tomorrow. Now that they'll see.
Everybody's gonna rush out to start making gingerbread before Christmas.
Well, they asked if they could buy a kit, and I said, well, we wouldn't be taking any pictures of it if we brought a kit. So we'll be actually making it, and yeah, I've got a little time now that classes are done, so we're gonna make ones from scratch. Unfortunately, they went to the grocery store and bought candy. So there's about 30 different types of candy. Good times. So again, thank you so much, Chef. I don't see anyone else necessarily rushing to unmute. I thank you so much. This has been definitely great having you, having your expertise. If everyone could stay on just for another minute, I know we have one more thing that Chef Geip would like to mention. But Chef, thank you again. Happy holidays to you. Appreciate all your time and expertise, and you're more than welcome to keep and hang out too. I just know
Happy
that.
holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you, Chef. I appreciate it. So before anyone goes anywhere, because obviously I'd like to, end with a happy holidays here, but Chef Geip, if you would want to unmute yourself, you had an event that you wanted to bring to the table, just to kind of make a commitment at this point, just to see if anyone had any objections to it. Would you like to briefly just update on that event for us? There you go.
Sure. If I can remember what that event is, I'd love to talk about it.
Yes, it was with, Cumberland Perry Vocational School having a fundraiser May.
Yeah, okay. That hasn't come around yet, so can we hold off another month for
Yes,
that?
absolutely. I just did not want to negate bringing it up, so perfect. Okay.
How
about the one that you're doing with Reese? Do you want to mention that?
That's what I would like to bring up. In fact, I was, gee, how did she know that? She must have been on the thing and watching it. So we're doing this Support 717 thing along with John Bellman, who has that Play It Again, Sam. That's not the right name of his business, but here's
Another round.
There you go. I've known John for a long time, and he asked if he first of all, he pitched what we were going to do, and that's get together and raise some money for folks within our industry. And a lot of people were doing it. The Restaurant Association's doing it. The Central Pennsylvania Restaurant and Lodging Association, the food banks are doing it, and then some of the restaurants themselves are doing it. So he put together this thing, and John Reese and I put a dinner up that went for $2,000 on Saturday, was the close of it. So they've raised a little over $7,000. We've dispersed over $1,500 so far, which is pretty awesome. And I'm sure we're going to continue to do this as this COVID thing continues to kick our ass. And so all the money goes to help folks within our industry, people who wouldn't have had Christmas, people who are going to lose their car or a place to live up until this point. So we actually, he sent out 3 checks today to help these people. So in the future, I might call on one of you to do something. John and I are going to do this dinner as soon as COVID's done at the Goodling's house. And once again, I'd like to thank John for helping me. If there's an opportunity and someone would like to do a dinner and or anything, I mean, an old knife that you have a picture signed by somebody, signed by Michael Harris. I mean, something unique like that. It's something we could auction off. That'd be wonderful. So
You need it worth something, though.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot. I'm sorry. Nice, Bethany. Good. So happy holidays,
Brian. That was
Love you.
well done.
Real bad.
The value is in the eye of the beholder. I'll just be the one to say it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
On that
thank you.
note,
That's awesome. Go ahead.
The next meeting, John will be the education, and he'll be talking about another round, and he's going to be talking about support 717.
Awesome. Great.
And Chaz and whomever, if the House it's going to hit the president's desk, but the extension for unemployment benefits and the $300 weekly supplemental and the $600 for those that make less than $75,000 or couples that make less than $150,000. Let's make sure that everybody knows they need to apply for unemployment in the state of Pennsylvania, if they've exhausted their unemployment, then apply for the extended unemployment. If they're having trouble, they should be talking to their human resources managers or getting on the state's website. And if they really, really have issues, I'll take an email and help out.
Thank you. Absolutely. Okay, so with that, I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I celebrate Christmas, so I say Merry Christmas to you. If you do not, Happy Holidays to you. But I thank you all for gathering tonight. I thought this was great. We had people, again, from not necessarily right here in our area. They definitely reached out. Thank you to those that personally invited those people that were here today. It's great to have more. And it was disheartening to sit on a call or to hear at a town hall meeting members just saying they have no opportunities to engage with the chapter in education. And I got to say, I felt this year was very successful with education. And Anna, I thank you for all your hard work with that. Everyone that has provided a demonstration or the education, I really think we put together a stellar lineup, and Anna's already working on next year and lining that up. Again, I did not anticipate in February becoming the president, let alone, going via Zoom for the rest of the year. But I think we made the most of it. I think we had some great education, great, collaboration, and at least, coming together via Zoom. So I think
If I can say something, Autumn,
yes.
as chairman of the board, I would like to say, Autumn, you have done an exceptional job with all of the issues, just being director of your program at your school, not to mention being mom, not to mention being virtual with your children at home, not to mention trying to be a wife on top of that, and dealing with, as an educator, all the other issues that your students are dealing with, as you are as well. And you have really risen. It is definitely the cream of the crop. You have risen to the top and really taken our chapter to a really wonderful place. And it was almost a place of sanctuary that we could come one time a month and just be together and have some normalcy in our life. And I thank you very, very much for all the effort and all of your students that assisted you, Anna, and everybody that does social media. I really do appreciate the effort. And I can say I do know what it takes to go behind that. Never did it in a pandemic, but I do greatly appreciate all that you've done. And I've only heard exemplary things about what Harrisburg is doing. And, from everything that Susan has done and allowed us to tap into her kitchens and see her live and virtually for all of our programs, as well as her chapters. I mean, it's just been truly a family affair. And I thank you very much. It has to have somebody, though, that's leading the force. And Autumn, you have done an exceptional job, and we're very, very proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I have to say the same thing, because I deal with a lot of other chapters, and you have got it together. I mean, truly, because I'm dealing with everybody else also for demos and setup and things like that, and I use you as a standard about what is being done and the outreach and the organization that you've done as well. So great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
And I will take credit as leading the team, but yet there's a great team. And I am very anxious to, and I will be in touch with all of you for meeting prior to our January meeting to set goals and to let's grow. I mean, we keep demanding something of the national office that I think we should be doing here. And I got to tell you, I'm really excited being on these calls and someone, oh, Autumn, what's up? You know, like I feel like our chapter is out there, you know, and I'm very happy to be leading it for the next 2 years. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right. With that, then, thank you all. Merry Christmas. Happy
Christmas.
New Year. I will see you in 2021.
Yeah.
We'll be better.
Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.